Hello, Gemini. This reading is for you. Welcome, welcome. So, obviously, this is a reading for Gemini sun signs, but it's also a reading for Gemini rising signs and ascendants and even Gemini moons. So, we're looking for messages that resonate with you right now. This is a timeless reading. Whenever you come across it is the right time for you. We're looking for messages that will help you in this timeline, giving you all the information that you need to move forward for that happy, successful, beautiful life, abundant life that you're looking for. We have two cards. I'm working with the Starseed Oracle for the foundation of your messages today. So let's get right into your reading. First one, double mission, light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. That's a beautiful card to start off with, of course. And then we have star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. So I feel as though the first message that I'm getting for you, Gemini, is that you've been activated recently where you do understand who you are. And I feel as though that was very, very intense for you. And now that energy, that intensity has moved away slightly. So you're feeling a little lost. You're being asked to cultivate a permanent alignment, a permanent sort of relationship with yourself and with sort of your star seed soul, your mission for being here, and who it is that you are, and make peace with your past. So for you, of course, double mission, Gemini, right? The twins, that's beautiful. So for some of you, I'm feeling as though, and this is a general reading, but this is the messages that I'm getting. So I'm trusting that everybody who is with this reading is going to resonate because you've been pulled into it. You're definitely light workers and star seeds, but there's also a double mission here. It's to understand your mission as a star seed, and also to look back upon your life when you were not aware that you were a star seed, and to make peace with that lifetime and to integrate all of that knowledge to give yourself a permanent foundation to move forward as a star seed. So there's two different things going on here. And again, for some of you, for those of you who were activated recently, something came out, something happened, maybe an external situation, but I feel as though for many of you, it's an internal situation where you were triggered in such a way that it just absolutely brought up this clarity of thought, this incredible sort of heart space, this sort of this difficult sort of longing for a soul family and where you've come from, but also this beautiful understanding of who you are and what you're here to do. So give me a second here. So there's two different things going on. The activation process was a very intense process for you. And what it did is it gave you this intense connection to who you are, and this intense mission of what it is that you're supposed to do. And then the intensity sort of fell off a little bit. And then you were left with the knowledge, but without the intensity. And there's a little bit of a feeling lost, a little bit of sort of a displacement feeling, more specifically, Gemini. So, and I think some of you, because you were triggered in such an intense way, you expected that intensity to carry on and to integrate in a way that you live at that sort of intensity for longer. And actually, that intensity brought about this incredible sort of like huge rising of your frequency, of course. And now you feel as though the intensity is gone. You feel as though your frequency is lowered, and that's not at all true. Let's see. When I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. So this is it. It's just now that intensity has been sort of shifted or dumbed itself down, you're at a loss and you're a little bit confused and you're wondering if your frequency has been lowered. What happened with that triggering, specifically Gemini, is that it brought in a new frequency again. It brought in a new understanding, a new perspective. It brought in sort of a new attachment, but not in the negative sense of word, a new attachment to what it is you're supposed to do, and also where it is that you came from. Now that attachment, even though it was very overwhelming at the time, but beautiful, cannot be dislodged. It cannot be displaced in any way. You have not lost that attachment. You have not lost that understanding of where you're from. It's just that living at that intensity every day actually wouldn't be that great for you. You're being asked to integrate that knowledge and turn it into an understanding where it stays at the same frequency every day, and your frequency will still be high. Don't worry about it. Spiritual alignment puts my manifestation into motion. So you're being asked to integrate the energy of what you've just gone through with this major triggering or this major abundance of energy that's come in, and make it your everyday. I feel as though when you were triggered, it came to you in such a way that it was like this incredible sort of overwhelming but beautiful kind of energy that you were like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening to me. And then when it sort of, again, it seemed as though it dissipated, you were like, now what do I do? I was introduced to this really high level, level of intimacy with who I am and what I do, and this sense of like profound worthiness. You were filled with light. You really connected with the understanding that you were a light being on a soul level, and it sort of shocked your system in a way. But you are here. The message here, Gemini, is you're here to be a human being. Yes, you are a light being. Yes, you are a starseed. Yes, you are a light worker. Yes, you are from the stars. Yes, you are from a different galaxy. You are all of those things, but you came in human form. Yes, meat suit. Let's get down to the bare basics of this. You were actually here to come down to incarnate in a human form. Even though it's beautiful that you got this sort of breakthrough, you wouldn't be able to hold that intensity of energy in your human form as it stands. So the downloads that you've been getting throughout the last couple of years have happened sort of silently. You weren't as aware of them. This download that you just got sort of opened up your system in such a beautiful way. Now, you're being asked to take all of that information and integrate it into your human self. Shift in perspective. For those of you who sort of love the idea of intensity and who doesn't, as you know, somebody who's definitely got very much Scorpio energy, I do understand like the idea and the understanding of intensity. There's something really pleasurable about it. But it doesn't have to leave you with a sense of scarcity when it integrates into your system. And that's what's happening here. You're being asked to align in a different way. You're being asked to align with your starseed understanding of self, but in human form. You're being asked to take all of that light that you have and that you've just experienced and integrate it into all your essence. Now, we talked about your past, right? Yeah, the Gemini, the twins. We talked about moving into your starseed energy and really being activated into that knowing of who you are and what that path is. And then we talked about making peace with your past. So making peace with your past really does take you taking that starseed energy and sprinkling all of that magic stardust that you got and really making peace with your past in every way, and understanding that every aspect and every situation that you were put through brought you to the point of the activation of the starseed within. There's no doubt here, Gemini, you've been activated. You know that you're a starseed. Now you don't know what the hell to do with it, right? You feel as though, oh my God, human form, this is crazy. You got an idea, you got a taste of what it is to be a light worker, and you got a taste of the idea of what it is to be, the understanding, I should say, of what it is to be a light worker outside of the human understanding. Now you have to integrate that into your human understanding. So it does require not just faith and peace, but it requires you working with your star system. It requires you working with the understanding that you are a star seed now. So your mentality is shifted. Yes, work with your angels. Yes, work with your guides. No one's asking you to ignore anybody, but the Palladian energy, or the energy of your star system. This may sound absolutely crazy, but I'm hoping people who are attracted to this reading, this is resonating. You have a certain energy that's been activated within you. You're being asked to work with that energy specifically now. And you know that energy because you felt it. Now let's see. You are here to definitely show and lead as an example how light energy, or how star energy, can exist within a human frame and be successful in this lifetime. Now, for all of you Geminis out there going, oh, but I'm not that successful. This is where it begins. That's why you were activated. So let's see what we've got. We've got the Goddess Oracle. Nope, Goddess Tarot here. Let's get you some more information. Ace of Cups. All right, this is it. You know, this is it. So yes, again, making peace with your past is very important, but on a very specific level. Letting go of the past too. Your past literally no longer serves you. You are absolutely not that person. Your past got you to the point of your activation, and now it serves no purpose. It really doesn't. You've done everything that you needed to do in order to get to that point. You are now the Ace of Cups. You are now hold that light in your human body, working with your starseed energy, reintegrating your understanding of being a starseed. I think you probably always knew on some level, but the activation has brought you in to a new sense of your path. So for those of you who were, and well done, you did not have an easy life, but for those of you who were working within the understanding of using their life to move forward, to do the right thing, to do everything well, to do things on your own terms, certainly that activation process is now taking you to new heights and new levels of what your path is absolutely supposed to do. So I'm not saying that everything that you've done before was not your path. It absolutely was. But now you're being called to move on to a completely different level. Now you're being called to take whatever it is that you were doing to a global level and step into that sort of desire, step into that understanding of leadership. You are being called to be sort of a leader in your field. Now, you may have had people around you who have suspected that, you know, you would have been, or in some way sort of leading up to it. But now you're being called to pull that energy and that power forward, ground into that energy. You absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, will be the leader in your field, in the perspective that you have and the knowledge that you have. So everything that you've done, it's sort of this weird sort of understanding of self. Everything that you've been through no longer sort of exists, but everything that you've achieved thus far, being a Gemini, can be integrated into this brand new sort of wealth of information to push you into this leading, this being a leader. Now, for those of you who are not crazy about being a leader, that's fine. You're going to do it anyway. That's part of the activation process. And for those of you who did not feel this real intensity of the activation process, you would still be resonating with this, but still understanding that everything's led you to a point to become a leader and to step up in a way that requires much more than you were necessarily willing to give before. So back into working with your specific guides, working with the understanding that you are in a human body, but your essence is not human. So before, you were working very clearly with the understanding that you were very much human, sort of on the lower spectrum of things in a way. You're now working from now and moving forward in the understanding that you're absolutely the opposite of human, but you're in a human body. So take that into account. And be present for yourself. Your spiritual alignments puts my manifestation into motion. All you have to do is realign yourself with the non-human aspect of yourself by remaining human. Obviously, you have to, because you are in a human meat suit. But by realigning yourself with the star seed and the light being energy, you automatically shift your intention. You automatically shift everything, your perspective, and the manifestation and motion comes forward for you being a leader. And for those of you who have not moved into quite what it is that you're supposed to do here, because there's two different versions. Some of you have been leading up to this, but in the human form, and now the sort of the light being is going to take over and really push you into this manifestation again of leadership. But for those of you who have not really stepped into what it is they're supposed to do yet, you know what that is. Now it's time to do this. And don't think that you will be starting from the beginning. You absolutely not. Everything that you've done thus far has been shifting you into the perspective of doing this. You will step into the leadership role of what you want to do quicker than you could possibly imagine. So this is your reading, Gemini. I hope it resonated. If it did, do let me know down below. This activation process is a beautiful time for you, and understanding your beautiful star seed heart. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to read for you today. And until we meet again, Gemini, you take care. Bye-bye.